Good morning. Before we begin our ceremony today, I would just ask all of you in the audience, if you have any electronic devices, to please turn them off before we begin. While that's going on, I'd like to thank our IT department, RETN, Scott Campitelli, and Champlain Valley Exposition, as this graduation ceremony will be live on the web for our dear family members overseas in Afghanistan and Iraq who cannot be here with us today. So I'd like to thank all involved to make this a reality. I'd ask everyone to remain standing as the Essex High School Junior ROTC will post the colors.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Stay here. I now invite the senior members of the chamber choir to come forward, sing the national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I would ask the class marshals to step forward to seat the class of 2010. Would Melissa Guziak please step forward to give the welcoming address?
Good morning. On behalf of the Essex High School class of 2010, I would like to welcome everybody to our graduation ceremony. Welcome to all of the parents, friends, and family who have been there to offer us their invaluable support and love. And welcome to the faculty, whom we definitely couldn't have done it without. Thank you all for always being there to guide us, push us, and offer your patience. I am proud to be up here representing this class. We are the 54th class to graduate from Essex High School. Our class stands out in our athletic abilities, aptitude for the arts, and academic skill. The talent throughout our class is incredible. But what makes the EHS class of 2010 unique and memorable for each one of us isn't the list of trophies our class has won. What each of us will remember are the relationships we've built with the people around us. We couldn't have done it without each other. We couldn't have done it without the constant support from our peers. That support and the individual relationships we formed over the years is what makes us different and really unique from the 53rd or the 55th class. Graduation is a time to celebrate. Not only have we earned our high school diploma, we've proven to ourselves that we can earn a diploma. These 4 years of high school flew by, and we made it. We deserve to celebrate, so thank you everyone who came to celebrate with us.
Thank you, Melissa. Next on the program, we will have 3 student speakers address the graduates and family and friends. First up, Stefan Deutsch.
Hello, Essex class of 2010. It seems that the greatest lessons we've learned in high school are those that can be applied to all areas of life, the ones that affect our hearts and our minds, regardless of where we've discovered them. We've learned about ourselves and the world inside and outside the classroom, but rather than any history or chemistry, it seems that the most valuable skill we've learned at EHS is the ability to improvise. In the past 4 years, we've come into our own as young adults able to contribute and matter to society in that we've gained the ability to think on our feet through the experiences we've shared. How many presentations have we improvised? How many pop quizzes have surprised us? How many times have we creatively problem-solved to finish a project the morning it was due? We've learned to act quickly, to express ourselves creatively, and to think logically through all the classes and tests and essays we've completed. We've had to make rational decisions on the fly in sports. When and where do we make a pass or shoot on our own? Like many of you, I've had to deal with unexpected victories and defeats in my athletic career, and it's a challenge to face both outcomes with grace. But our experience and practice here have been our education in that respect. The same improvisation applies to art and music. It forms the foundations of comedy and jazz, and through the creative practice we've gained here, our human experience through the arts has become richer, and we've been able to extend our creativity to the rest of our lives as well. So, as we move on to the next stages in our lives, we'll most likely not need to know the specific facts of how to integrate an inverse trig function or know the name of some chemical formula or another. But we will need to know how to plan these ideas quickly to let others know we're able to express ourselves reasonably and logically. The details and the facts may not matter as much, but the ideas and the experiences we've gained in attempting to learn them have taught us how to think, how to improvise. However, it's not just school that's taught us how to improvise. We don't plan our social lives years in advance. We don't decide whom we intend to meet by coincidence and then befriend. We've learned to live in the moment in our dealings with others, without planning or preparation. We follow our hearts and fall for or attach ourselves to those people whom we, in the moment, decide to speak to and give a chance to enter our lives. It is these moments that are some of the most valuable of our lives so far, the times where we improvise, start a conversation, break out of our comfort zones, and let life carry us where it may. These times when, on the spur of the moment, we decide to change our actions, have repercussions through our lives. Had I sat in one place rather than another at the beginning of freshman history, I wouldn't have met some of my closest friends, who in turn encouraged me to make new, impromptu decisions that led to changes in all of our lives. This capacity for change is one of the most valuable things we can gain from improvisation, that a group can be greater than the sum of its parts, and take actions that the members would not be capable of on their own. A group of teenagers making a spur-of-the-moment decision to do something we had not thought ourselves capable of is one of the most terrifying and beautiful things we can witness here. Still, it's an integral part of the human experience, since we learn from whatever choices we make, for good or ill, and move to find our equilibrium between emotion and reason. We've gained the abilities to both reach out to the people around us and to analyze without preparation, ensuring that we don't lose our reason in the process of living. From our time here, we've learned to think as well as feel without preparation, and we can now move to make a change and show ourselves to matter to someone or some idea with these skills we've gained. We've all seen the foundations of this mattering, of this finding our place and purpose, as we've watched ourselves learn to improvise our lives over the past 4 years. And I think we've done pretty well for ourselves. Thank you.
I would invite Felix Wu to come to the stage.
So here we sit, one of many graduating classes around the country, poised to take on a new decade, a new set of challenges, a new beginning. But we are ready, Essex High School class of 2010. We are ready. We have strong bodies, sharp minds, and indomitable wills that have driven us to make our mark. They have driven us to win state championships, complete 12 years of public education, and care passionately about whatever we do. They have driven us to set down stories. Today, I will be talking about one of those stories, a specific story that began in Mr. Root's room C204 and ended in the capital of our nation, Washington, D.C. Now, I feel privileged to have shared in this story with some of my fellow classmates, the We the People team of 2009 and 2010. This is a story of people who worked extraordinarily hard at their subject of choice, American government and politics. This is a story of people who labored through every conceivable hour, reading treatises and court cases, and more or less avoiding their calculus homework. So, thanks to tenacity and practice, we moved ourselves up, competed, and won the state championship. And then, where else were we going to go except further up? What else were we going to do except move forward? We all know this, that whether it is a setback or a success in a sport, academics, or life in general, the only thing to do is move forward. And so, as the story goes, we moved forward, headed to the national competition in DC, and we all held high hopes. And then it all came crashing down. We did well, but definitely not as well as we hoped to. There were tears, lots of tears. I cried, Jen Oliver was bawling, and Kevin Weiss drop-kicked a tree. And in that moment, where there was raw anguish tearing at us, where emotion spilled over all levees and barriers, I saw what was so important. We cared. This story began in C204 and ended in Washington, D.C., but where it lived was in our hearts. We cared about making top 10 in the nation, about each other, and about we the people itself. I believe, and I hope that you will agree, that caring is what takes you to the furthest reaches, to the deep wells of success. We've all cared deeply about the game, about the club, about the concert, and about each other. And it's not easy for any of us to care that much. It takes daring and bravery to open yourself up, to make something so important to you in life that to lose it would be unbearable. So, as a classmate, friend, and equal, this is what I want to suggest to you all. I want to encourage you to be brave and to care about something. As we sit here poised to take on the world, I urge you to care about a competition, a major, a job, or a special someone. There's always the chance that we will lose that special something, that we will be hurt deeply if we lose it, but there's also the chance that we will enjoy happy times and create unforgettable memories, just as long as we care. Over the last 4 years, we've made countless stories, but the ones that stick the most, that have drawn us together into the class of 2010, are the ones where we cared about getting the grade, winning the state championship, finding the prom date, or just hanging out with the best of friends. So, now we have a chance to do it all over again. We have the opportunity to put the chips on the table and go for all or nothing. We can leave high school and dare to care about life, how we live it, what we live it for, and who we live it with. And as for me, I'm definitely putting my chips on the table. In the immortal words of Kesha, grab my glasses, I'm out the door, I'm gonna hit this city. Thank you.
Elizabeth Deasing, please come up.
Congratulations, Essex class of 2010. We've done it. We're graduating. Can you believe it? Do you remember our first day of freshman year? Reflect with me, just for a moment, on what we've accomplished since then. Think of all those mornings we've pulled ourselves out of bed. Think of the hundreds of homework assignments we've completed. Think of the friendships we've forged, the fun, embarrassing, and generally unforgettable memories we've created together. Think of the group projects we've worked on. Think of prom. Think of homecoming. Think of games we've lost that have made us stronger. And then think of the games we've won. Think of all the performances and exhibitions, art, dance, music. Have you changed as you've gone through all of this? Has Essex High School changed you? I hope so. I know it has changed me. The classes have made me more aware of the world. And not only have I learned the subject matter, I've also gained confidence as a result of my 4 years at Essex. I used to dread being called on in class to give my opinion, and look where I am now. I've worked hard, learned, and gained confidence. I've experienced many things, and my friends have stood alongside me. And now, I'm ready to make my voice heard. I know many of you can say the same. What makes Essex so special? First of all, I think it's, well, us. We're willing to learn. We're willing to work hard. Then there's the way people act. I've seen a lot of kindness at our school. Second of all, our teachers make Essex special. Our teachers don't only care about the material, they're there for us as individual people. They're there to encourage. They support our efforts to learn, to live, to enjoy. There's a difference between teachers that teach us the material and teachers that teach us to love the material. I think every one of us has had some special teachers that made a subject stand out to us, teachers who have inspired us to delve deeper and become passionate about a subject. Thank you, teachers, for being who you are. Learning, growing, experiencing. This is what we've done, Essex. As they say in Spanish, vale la pena. It's been worth the pain. It's been worth it. And now, we're on to our next stage of life. So what now? Let's not end up just wherever the wind blows us. Let's live life purposefully. I hope that we Essex seniors can make a difference in the world. We all have been given that ability by God. Essex High School has nurtured and shown us which abilities are special to each of us. Let's continue to cultivate these talents. That'll look different for each one of us. Some will go on to higher education, some will enter the workforce, or even the armed forces. But what use are these talents we have if we keep them to ourselves? What use is it to develop our gifts only to waste them just on ourselves? We've all been given different talents in order to care for each other, to care for the people around us. We must make a difference in the lives of others. And then all of our studying, all the hard work we've put into school, then it will truly be worth it. Have an amazing day. Congratulations, Essex Class of 2010.
Thank you, students, for your excellent thoughts and reflections on your 4 years here. The class of 2010 has invited Mr. Steve Roberts, mathematics teacher at Essex High School, to address them today. Mr. Roberts, you're up.
Hey, what a great day for American public education. Congratulations to the class of 2010. I have to say, you guys look fabulous. Welcome, family and friends who are here with us today, and of course, those watching online in Afghanistan and Iraq. To those serving overseas today, please know we especially appreciate your sacrifice on this milestone day in the lives of your children. We miss having you here in person, but rest assured your kids feel your pride in their accomplishments. I was initially quite honored and humbled to be asked by the class of 2010 to speak at graduation today, but then I started thinking, wait a minute, who has spoken in the recent past? Mr. Hockenberry is an administrator, so he doesn't count. Judith Kirch from the English department gave a wonderful speech, and within a year she was gone. Steve Ferreira spoke twice before he figured it out and retired. Mr. Ahern and Mr. Severance both gave a speech upon graduation and their retirement. Mr. Weiss spoke 4 years ago, but as we all know, he enjoys teaching so much, he shows up in the classroom every day, even though he hasn't drawn a paycheck in 4 years. So I appreciate you guys giving me the heads up on my imminent departure. I would have been pretty surprised to show up in my office Monday morning and find that everything had been cleared out for me. So I did rescue my candy jar yesterday, just in case this is it for me too. So I've written down a few things, got some notes. Let me get them out here. I got it. Johnny, I think I found your sign. This class does not need a speech about setting goals or the value of achievement. You've been admitted to colleges all over the United States, including each of the Ivy League schools and many small Ivies. Your performance on college entrance exams, AP tests, Scholars Bowl, We the People, the Fed Challenge, Moody's Math Challenge, All-State Music Festival, essay contests, art contests, so many other academic venues are testament to your hard work and achievement. On the athletic fields, you've dedicated yourselves through countless hours of practice and conditioning, leading to 11 state championships this year alone. You have collectively given thousands of hours in service to your community. You even have a presidential scholar among your ranks. No, you folks don't need a lecture on motivation and achievement. You could write the book. So today I have only two things to leave you with: some unsolicited advice and a poem. I know Stretch has heard all of the advice from me he can take, so Stretch, would you please hold your hands out, palm up, to the seatmates on either side? They each have an earplug for you. For the rest of you, I want you to contemplate change. You guys are the millennials, the digital generation. You've embraced technological changes at each step of your development. Personal computers, Sega, Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, handheld games, HD TV, cell phones, texting, Facebook, Twitter, iPod. By the way, Kelly, it's your move. Wikipedia, Google, Blogger, YouTube. If there's a change in technology, you folks are on it. But there's other fundamental changes I'd like you to think about. Stefan has already addressed the issue with you. One of the best things that ever happened to me at the time, I thought was the worst thing that could ever happen to a kid. My dad was a chemistry professor at Middlebury College, and during my sophomore year of high school, he uprooted the family from small-town Vermont to live in the cosmopolitan San Francisco Bay Area at Stanford University for a sabbatical. I thought it was the end of my life. I was leaving the comfort of predictability and friends who I'd not only been in school with since kindergarten, but nearly all of us were born in the same hospital across town. When I was a kid growing up in Middlebury, I lived to ski. Skiing was my top priority. Well, that and chocolate cake. In the winter, I would ski every day. The rest of the year, I did things to get myself ready to ski. There wasn't any skiing at Stanford or anywhere close for that matter. It was the 1969-70 school year, a very turbulent time in American history. The peak of the Vietnam War, the protests, the counterculture movement, activism of all kinds. Stanford, Berkeley, and San Francisco were ground zero for a lot of unrest. It was something I hadn't seen or imagined. The students in my new school were so much more worldly than I was. When they said they visited Cornwall last summer, they weren't talking about Cornwall, Vermont. The whole thing was pretty traumatic for me. As an example, the girl I sat next to in geometry was totally into the protest scene, and also the daughter of the head of the ROTC program at Stanford. One night during a campus rally, she went with a group to the ROTC commander's house. That's right, her own home, and firebombed the house. How was I supposed to relate to that? I couldn't understand it. I mean, she didn't even get her geometry book out of the house first. The whole year was an eye-opening experience for me, and as I said, probably a good thing. I was placed in a totally new situation, as many of you will very soon be as well, hopefully voluntarily, and I needed to adapt, re-examine a lot of my beliefs. Leaving my comfortable, bucolic, parochial community in small-town Vermont, I came in contact with and gained an appreciation for the wide range of viewpoints and ideas from so many individuals from all over the U.S. and beyond. And although I didn't really like it at the time, it opened my eyes, gave me empathy, made me tolerant of those different than myself. That would be everybody else in my high school. I could understand better the motivations and desires of others, even if I didn't agree with them. We could find common ground. What initially looked like barriers to relationships turned out to be the foundation of friendships. I'm not saying this is easy to do, but it is well worth the effort. Learning to handle myself in this relatively foreign situation gave me the courage to head over 2,000 miles away, sight unseen, to attend college in Colorado. Okay, maybe a little makeup for the runs I lost in 1970. And I also moved my family across the pond to teach in Scotland for a year in the early 90s. All three of these experiences have been valuable, exposing me to new ideas, generating new understandings of myself, others, my nation, and the world. I'm grateful for the opportunities they provided me. I really and truly believe that in a world that seems to be becoming more and more polarized, we need to spend more time exploring ideas, individuals, and cultures that are different than our own, not with an eye to finding weakness or identifying what is wrong or inconsistent, but with a sincere attempt to understand others whose life experience has brought them to different conclusions than we have, to find a way to bridge the difference, work together to make whatever corner of the world we are in a better place. So I encourage you to seek new experiences in the coming years. Say yes to the friend who asks if you'd like to see the ballet or the symphony, even if you don't think it's your scene. Keep an open mind. Say yes to the lecture on the importance of water imagery in the 15th century art. That was a hard one for me, too. Not everything will click for you. Say yes to the offer of trying some exotic new cuisine from the Middle East. The more often you try, the more you will get out of each experience. Go to the coffee house to talk with the people you just met at work or in class. Challenge yourself to try a few new things. You might not enjoy it. Some of you will need small steps to gain comfort. Others of you may actually benefit from a little restraint. But please, expand your world. Don't be afraid to leave your routine and comfort zone behind once in a while. The technologies you have embraced will guarantee you can stay connected to friends you have here in Essex Junction, even if you are halfway around the world. But there's a warning. Social media help you find like-minded individuals who also share your interests, viewpoints, and attitudes. You'll not be as likely to be exposed to new ideas, which can be the source of growth and new and important realizations for you. Don't let Facebook and IM become your prison from experiencing life in the first person. So my advice, get out and have some face time with the world. Help make it a better place. And finally, a short poem. I looked up graduation address on Google and found a remarkably appropriate little ode that's attributed to Mr. Roberts Byrne. May require some audience participation along the way, so please listen carefully for your prompts. It's entitled An Ode to the Essex High School Class of 2010. Wow, what are the chances of finding that out there, huh? Well, here you are. The end is so near. Soon you will give a final class cheer. 4 years of high school and 9 before that. It's been a long journey since you learned to read Cat. You will treasure your memories of childhood forever. There were some times you were silly, sometimes you were clever. Although summers may rock and vacations may rule, you've spent most of your time centered on school. What was it like when you went that first day? I'm sick of this, dude. How long until May? That's not how it happened. I've heard you had fun. You learned and you grew. Your teachers' hearts you have won. Mrs. Ely, Mr. Neal, Mrs. Bowker, and the rest, your elementary teachers, man, they were the best. At the end of each day, they would blow you a kiss. Mrs. Dowd, Mr. Dillard, Mrs. Steffens, you will miss. There are lots of teachers for whom you've given thanks, and especially and sadly, a favorite, Mrs. Shanks. Middle school next. Whoa, what a weird time. Hormones running crazy, the walls you did climb. How did the teachers take it? Were they out of their tree? I don't know. Just ask them. Try Mrs. Nee. Mr. G, Mr. Swerk, Mrs. Levy, Miss Martell, Mr. Polakowski. Oh gosh, they all were just swell. On to the high school, the journey continues. A new collection of kids from wine-raging venues. The islands in Georgia, Westford, Essex Town. The village kids too are wearing cap and gown. Your accomplishments are many, of that we are sure, but some people needed encouragement or some kind of lure. There were those who worked hard, knew just what to do, and those with senioritis since the freshman barbecue. Jazz band, chorus, wham and robotics, peer helpers, math league, and other hypnotics. Into the Woods, Little Shop of Horrors, and other such drama. March Madness in history, Charlemagne versus Obama. 11 sports championships, among them football and track. Lacrosse beat CVU last week, made him a mid-evening snack. Scholars Bowl cleaned house, on to Nashville they went. We the People won too, so to DC they were sent. Yearbook, Red Cross, chess club, to think, intramural hockey, Saturday night at the rink. On that note, it isn't always good news, as Redbird cuts the defense and scores on the ruse. There was assassin or gotcha and other stunts that you tried till the admin caught up, and then you were fried. Most stunts and pranks tend to lose some of their fizz. Thankfully, not all, so happy birthday, Liz. Your growth is quite evident, although the change was sublime. When did The Office get beat out by Land Before Time? Harry Potter was beat out by Steinbeck and Rand? No more rocket power? It seems too bland. Spirit weeks are over, no more homecoming dance, freaking at the prom, or a class meeting trance. You've made it to adulthood, you're coming of age. All that is left now is to walk across this stage. I'm nearing the end, so it's finally time for you to fill in the blanks that finish the rhyme. We'll start kind of slow, making sure you have heard. It's your responsibility now to fill in the right word. Nice. It's been a long time since those first freshman fears, through the good times and laughter, and even some. It wasn't always easy. Sometimes you would fail, but now you've got swagger, got the world by the... You guys are good. So straighten your shoulders and say it out loud. Mom, Dad, and everyone, we must make you... Yeah. For achievement and spirit, you've all passed the test. Class of 2010, you guys are the... Yeah. Congratulations, very best wishes.
Mr. Roberts doesn't know it yet, but he's going to be teaching a section of poetry next year. Up next, Michelle Rath, recognition of international students.
I have the distinct honor of recognizing members of the Essex High School class of 2010 who were born outside of the United States. Students, when I call your name, please stand and face the audience. Please hold your applause until all the names have been read. Rebecca Anderson, Scotland. Max Bailey, Canada. V. Cao, Vietnam. Almir Sibra, Bosnia-Herzegovina. Johnny Joseph, Republic Democratic of the Congo. Amela Marina, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Evelina Nikolic, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Trin Nguyen, Vietnam. Aldine Puzic, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Shirley Zhou, China. Thank you.
Now we'd like to take a moment to recognize Latin honor students. As all the speakers before have said, and I agree 100%, this is an exceptional class. So this message is for the visiting relatives and folks that are not in the Essex area. I just want you to appreciate the fact that this class of 2010, to succinctly put it, is everything that's right about public education. So they are to be commended for all their efforts, and I salute you for that. First, I'd like to recognize students who have achieved the Pro Merito status. Would all students who earned a GPA of an 87 or higher please stand? Thank you. Would all students who have earned cum laude status, earning a GPA of 93 or higher, wearing a maroon cord, please stand? Would all students who have achieved magna cum laude status, earning a GPA of 95 or higher, wearing a gold cord, please stand? Thank you. And would all students who have achieved summa cum laude status, earning a GPA of 97 or higher, would you please stand? Next on our program, presentation of diplomas and awards. Would our class marshals prepare the class of 2010?
Evan H. Aiken. Rebecca Emily Anderson. Emily Grace Andoska. Tucker William Auk. Melissa Marana Oragema. Elliot Mark Baglini. Max Bailey. Lee Taylor Balkan. Anna Elizabeth Barkley. Ariel Elizabeth Barker. Katie Jean Barrows. Sydney Ellen Bashaw. Lucas Edward Basford. Kevin Thomas Bednar, Thomas J. Watson Memorial Scholarship and the Dave Johnson Memorial Award. Dylan Michael Began. Joseph Roger Bailendorf, New York University. David William Benoit III. Brennan S. Berardo. Christopher A. Bergeron. Brianna Ray Bissett. Ryan Michael Bissett. Alex Blanchard. Andrew Ryan Blow. Hillary Ann Bocash. Christopher A. Bogue. Colin Renee Bombardier. Tucker Joseph Bourbon. Nicholas Joseph Bovey. David Carwin Bowers IV, Essex Junction Lions Club Award and University of Tampa. Amanda Bradford Feldman. Rory Chandler Brady. Matthew J. Brewer, William Randolph Hearst Scholarship, Bernard Parizeau Award, Comcast Leaders and Achievers Scholarship, and Yale University. Bo B. Brooks. Erin Catherine Broughton, Elms College. Ariel Nadine Bruger. Autumn Naomi Bruger. Margaret Sue Burkhart. Joshua C. Burleson. Catherine Noel Bush, Essex Rotary Scholarship. Lindsay S. Cameron. V. B. Cow, Asian and Pacific Islander American Scholarship Fund, United Healthcare Scholarship. Lauren Elizabeth Carl. Corey Vincent Carlos. Jacqueline Marie Karen. Jameson Thomas Chadurjan. Crystal D. Cheney. Ilya Alexandrovich Shimmick. Kyle Lawton Christensen. Emily Nicole Shue, Thomas J. Watson Memorial Scholarship Program. Gina M. Cianci. Almir Sebra. Emerick J. Claude. Saul Bigelow Clayton. William J. Kofelice. Hannah Elizabeth Cohen. Sage Elizabeth Collins. Chasen Gregory Congreves. Julianne Patricia Conlon, J. Warren McClure Journalism Scholarship, Essex Classical Institute Scholarship, and Al Newharth 2010 Free Spirit Scholarship. Caitlin Sarah Conlon, Essex Classical Institute Scholarship. Sean Patrick Connolly. Ashley Morgan Cook. Nicholas Stephen Coons. Ryan Michael Cormier. Alex Michaels Corradera. Jessica Francis Coda. Stiles J. Crawford. Spencer William Cray. Mary Christina Crowley. Tim Dale Kuravu Jr. Joshua Stephen Curran. Bryce Currier. Ethan Thomas Curry. Ethan Paul Curtis. Elizabeth Ann Cusimano. Monica Therese Dahlgren, Essex Rotary Scholarship and North Country Federal Credit Union Scholarship. Justin T. Dow. Robert Turner Davis, Jr. Peter James DeBono. Timothy J. Deschamps. Stefan Joseph Deutsch. Dylan Joseph Divino. Elizabeth Ann Deasing, Thomas J. Watson Memorial Scholarship and Indiana Wesleyan University. Eric Harold Deach. Kimberly Ann Dion. Kelsey S. Doe. Nicholas Jack Dorfner. Colleen Moira Doucette. Samuel Noah Druckerman. Casey Lynn Doobie, the Carolyn J. Barra Scholarship. Owen Duff. Thomas Paul Dvorak. Joseph Edwin Dyke. Abby P. Elkert. Morgan Nicole Elliott. Kevin T. Estes. Bethany Amara Falls. Tisha M. Farmer. Jake Farnham Haskell. Bailey Anise Farrell. Lillian Elizabeth Fay. Stephanie Jean Fay. Jean Richard Lloyd Fecto, Chester C. Wynn Memorial Scholarship and Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. Jonathan Lowell Fogg. Zachary E. Ford. Tisha Nicole Francis. Tyler Francis. Christopher Martin Frazier. Rebecca Lawrence Frost. Allison R. Gagne. Edmo Leo Gamlin III. Emily M. Gear, Arizona State University. Casey Lynn Gilmond Yearbook Scholarship. Alexander William Godin, University of Vermont. Kelsey Nicole Golder. Savon B. Golnazarian. Nicholas William Gagno. Ian Michael Kozlowski Goodnow. Lauren Nicole Granado. Rebecca Green. Katie K. Green, Gene Robinson Sportsman Scholarship and St. Lawrence University. Allison Jane Grego. April May Grout. Ayana M. Gudema. Melissa D. Guziak, Essex Firefighters Association Scholarship and Ohio Wesleyan University. Zachary Logie Hall, Casey Lynn Hanlon, Alexandra Streeter Harris, Jonathan Hatton, Caitlin M. Heath, Shannon Brianna Heath, Tyler James Hemingway, Aaron Colleen Hennessy, Michael John Hennessy, William Rooney Hennessy, Angela Louisa Henry, Alexander E. Herco, Harley Ann Harity, Rachel Lee Hirschberger, Christine A. Hetling, Daniel Mack Hill, Betty Fay Memorial Scholarship and Clarkson University, Samantha Claire Hills, Catherine Elizabeth Holden, Olivia Rose Horton, Morgan Ruth Hubbard, James M. Hudson, Heather Hurlbert, Irvina Iseric, Hannah K. Isham, Kevin Jenko, Widener University, Jocelyn Marie Janot, Michael N. Gilson, Abby D. Johnson, Johnny Wana Joseph, Lindsay Meredith Judge, Derek Robert Cagle, Amar Kapik, Aaron Kapoor, Hillary Brianne Capusta, Hillary Dyer Keithcart, St. Anselm College, Kyle James Kepler, Samuel Moy Kimunya, Daniel W. King, Nathaniel Joseph King, Danielle Claire Kittel, Charles R. Klein Muhlenberg College, Richard C. Klein St. Michael's College, Lydia Elizabeth Cook, Seth Matthew Kohler, Purdue University, Eric Michael Kolbenson, Kevin M. Koval, Katrina Kunker, Molly Elizabeth Jakes, Marissa Annette Lobby, Courtney Michelle Lachaussee, John Michael Laframboise, Patrick Albert Lancaster, Crystal Cecile Lang, Kelsey Brooke Larson, Kendra Elizabeth LaValle, Andrew William Lawrence, Taylor Nicole Labria, David T. Lee Jr., Charles F. Legge, Christopher A. Legge, Norwich University, Nicholas Alexander Lemon, Samara Foundation of Vermont Scholarship. Andrew T. Lenz. Haley C. Leo. Kate Levine. Ann F. Levy, University of Vermont. Margaret Grace Levy, University of Vermont. Max T. Labrizzi. Carter Grant Lincoln, Southern New Hampshire University. Becky Rose Longo, Kathy Bergeron Book Award. Taylor E. Lord. Jason Paul Lucchini. Kelly Joan Mack. Nicholas James Magner. Zachary Ryan Maish. Adam, okay. Adam Bryant Mintner. Okay. Seth William Malinowski. Nicole Marie Marcotte. Samuel Peter Jacob Martin. Sandra Jean Martin. Sam Matson. Kevin May. Nicole Marie Mayette. Mark Joseph McAvoy. Matthew Robert McAvoy. J. T. McCormick. James C. McCormick. Evan James McCrae, Vermont National Football Foundation and College Hall of Fame scholar athlete. Kelsey Michelle McEwing. Kenna McMahon. Scott T. Meckler, Northeastern University. Simone Mendez. Amela Marina. Jacob Vidal Messier. Brett A. Meyer. Jason B. Miller. Melissa Ann Millette. Jessica A. Merpana. Ian Charles Moldovan. Sean Michael Mong. Maureen Grace Morehouse. Nathan Brian Morrill. Kelly Ann Morse, Johnson & Wales University. Lauren Therese Muckstadt. Zachary Lachlan Murdoch. Lindsay Rose Myers. Regan Marie Myrick, Endicott College. Mark Thomas Nadu. Marissa L. Neary, National MS Society Scholarship and University of Vermont. Patrick James Nee, Philip Joshua Newcomb. Trin Hien Nguyen. Kyle Walter Nichols. Lawrence Dale Nichols. Evelina Nikolic, Trout Unlimited William Sloat Memorial Scholarship and University of Vermont. Timothy Graham Nordweir. Chelsea R. Normand. Lindsay Claire Norris, St. Lawrence University. Amanda Darcy Norton. Calgary Jean Noyes. Jennifer Day Oliver. Gracie Claire O'Neill, Katie Curria Memorial Scholarship, and St. Lawrence University. Jake T. Orr, Vermont Golf Association Scholarship, State Athletic Director's Scholar Athlete Award, and University of Vermont. Alexandra Knight O'Sullivan. Michelle A. Ovitt. Kevin Matthew Packard. Hannah Elise Paroline. Ethan David Perry. Adam Patrick Pasquale. Jake R. Pasquale. Julia Simone Pearl. Amanda Lynn Peck. Carly Suzanne Pepin. Raymond Allen Perkins. Tyler J. Perry. Adam Richard Picard. Aaron P. Plunkett. Katie Jean Polakowski, Stonehill College. Tyler Christian Porter. Alden Puzic, Goss Dodge Scholarship. Cody David Racine. Brett William Raymond. Brandon Tyler Regan. William T. Redalio. Max G. Reinecke. Nicole Claire Remillard. Jenna Marie Rickson. Emery Demetrius Robert. Jason Roll. Luke Jedediah Rossi. Samuel John Rao. Friends of Essex Football Award, Service Above Self Rotary Club Scholarship, Essex Junction Firefighters Scholarship, John Philip Sousa Band Award, and University of Hartford. Anna Noel Roy. Ane Noel Roy. Andrew P. Ruggiero. Nicholas Howard Rushford. Christopher Michael Saladin. Calvin D. Sanderson. Devin Joseph Sandin. Catherine Elizabeth Schooneyungen. Danielle Tessa Scott. Nicholas Eldon Seelig. Alex Ryan Sen. Peter Shaw. Rebecca Ann Sheeran. John Derek Shepherdson. Sarah Ann Sherman. Graham R. Sikolowski. Tara M. Sims. Zachary Tyler Simino. Matthew Michael Sims. Leah E. Skinner. Adam B. Slocum. Demar Smajovic. Carolyn Sullivan Smallwood. Amanda Lee Stearns. Heidi Marie Sterling. Joshua B. Stewart. Nikki Olivia Sturgis. Kayla J. Sturdivant. Kathleen Hegarty Swanson. Scott Jai Tangi. Jessica Lynn Tardy. Samantha May Tavlin. Kimberly T. Willie Memorial Award. Alex David Teague. Gabriela Patricia Tejas, St. Anselm's College. Martha Grace Tessitore. Nicholas W. Thayer. Avery Dale Thompson, Rochester Institute of Technology. Elizabeth P. Toby. Nathaniel Robert Elia Travers. Kyle J. Trombley. Jessica M. Turner. Richard Samuel Turvey. Gregory Michael Tyler. David Gear Valley Kimberly T. Willie Memorial Scholarship. Kelly Aaron Valois. Courtney Elizabeth Varon. Carly Elizabeth Visker. Kyla Tierney Ward. Adam Andrew Watts. Laura Ketchum Weishadel. Kevin Matthew Weiss. Best Buy Scholarship, Robert S. Morris Patriotic Scholarship, Presidential Scholarship, National Merit Scholarship, Essex Junction Firefighters Scholarship, and the Katie Courier Memorial Scholarship. Shannon Kara Welch. Brian Walter Wellicka. Marissa Margaret Wells. Christina L. Whalen. Alexander D. White. Brittany Ann Wieland. Sophia Taylor Williams. Brianna Elizabeth Winsenberg, Vermont Honor Scholarship and Essex Classical Institute Scholarship. Calvin M. Winsler Lane. Victoria Grace Wojciechowski. Charles Robert Wood III. Tasha L. Woodworth, Kathy Bergeron Book Award. Riley Worth, Alexander Wright, Felix L. Wu. National Merit Scholarship, Thomas J. Watson Memorial Scholarship, National Honor Society Scholarship, and Moody's Mega Math Challenge Scholarship. Clayton Hollis Wyckoff, Sarah Lorraine Yando, Jacob Douglas Young, Dylan Zachary Zane, Emily Ruth Zelko, Shirley Joe, Class marshals, would you front and center, please? Would you move your tassels from the right to the left side? Ladies and gentlemen, we now present proudly to you the class of 2010.